All right, I actually want to do a quick lesson specifically on the cut and grad method of rendering because I've had several people over the years ask me about this method in Procreate because it's a little bit different than it is in Photoshop. It's different than Clip Studio, and because of the limitations of the selection tools with Procreate, you sort of have to do a few workarounds in order to use that style. And so I'm actually going to talk about that in this lesson. Now, what cut and grad means, if you don't know, is it's an older term back when they called the selections cuts, and some people still do call these cuts, I guess. So if you have a light shape, they call that a cut, right? And then the grad part is a gradient. So cut and grad is actually, it's cut and gradient. And a gradient is just in this case, is typically talking about a soft gradient from one color to another, or from, some color to transparency or something. And the way I have found to make this work in Procreate is it is a little clunky compared to other styles, to be honest. But this is what I would do if I need to do this for a book myself. Now, what I've done here is just turned off, again, all of the rendering that is on that big group up at the top. We're on the base colors layer at the moment. My flats is set as the reference layer. So with the selection tool set to automatic, I'm going to select her skin. Now, after I've selected her skin, I'm going to 3-finger swipe down to pull up the copy and paste menu. Now, yours might be different from this. I don't know exactly what gesture is the default gesture, but if you want to look into that, let's undo this for a second. Let's go back to the actions and preferences, the preference sections up here at the top, and then gesture controls. And you'll see a bunch of different options here. If you go to copy and paste, you can see I've got mine set to a 3-finger swipe. Again, I'm not sure what the default is. Quick menu is a 4-finger tap, which I don't think we've done any quick menuing on this one, but that is that little menu, which is good for flipping things, really. That's the best use for it. 4-finger tap is, it's a quick way to make a new layer also. I just never remember to use it. So, anyway, sorry for the tangent there about that setting. But anyway, we're going to click her skin. I'm going to 3-finger swipe down and duplicate. And what this does is it makes a new layer with whatever is selected. Okay, you can see that by itself here. What I would do then at this point is just set this to alpha lock. Okay, take that new layer, set it to alpha lock. What alpha lock does, it only lets you color on the pixels that already have something on it. Okay, in this case, it's just her skin that's on this layer, so that's the only thing that is being painted on right now. So what that means is we can use that as an active selection, effectively, while making other selections. Okay, so now I can go to my freehand tool, and I'm not going to worry about going outside the lines. I'm just going to make a few quick shadowy-ish shapes here. Maybe one over there. Remove a little bit from her hair. Remove a little bit of that. Something like that. Switch to my brush. And now I've got my selection and my superhero-y looking rendering there. And then I can go in and make more selections here, of course. We'll make a few here real quick. It's kind of a quick, ugly selection. Switch to a brush. There we go. So that's a real quick, really easy way to do a cut and grad style, as long as you're working on that one layer. Okay? If you're just working on a normal mode layer and you're picking your colors and you're not worried too much about editability after the fact, this is a good way to do that. Okay? I would then just merge this down and move on to the next thing. So let's say I get the hair, make sure I'm on the automatic selection tool, click the hair, 3-finger swipe, duplicate, go to the thing, alpha lock it, switch to freehand, and now I've got my selection here. Make a few quick ugly ones. Get a different color. There we go. I didn't say it was pretty, but it is a quick, pretty easy way to do that kind of cut and grad style. Again, it's not as flexible because you do either have to merge these down or you end up with tons and tons of layers. There are a few workarounds for that even. I would say that you could also save selections in Procreate for things that you might be rendering a lot, and let's say that it appears in a couple of different places, and because we don't have a proper Magic Wand, you might just want to save that whole selection and not have to make it again. So, for example, do I have an example here? I've switched pages for this because this is a better example. Let's say that I know I'm going to come back and do a couple of different passes on this big blue guy here, right? I might do some shadows, some highlights, whatever. I can go in and I'm using the automatic selection tool to first just select all these different areas. Now again, this is why this app is not great for this sort of method, in my opinion. But you can see that I've got to select into all of these different things if I really wanted to color all of them. I'm not going to worry about it right now, but once you have the selection made, you can go to Save and Load down here on the bottom and hit the plus sign. And what that'll do is that'll save that selection. So let's say that I come in here with my highlights and I do some stuff, and then I work on other things, and I come back, I want to work on it again, but oh no, I lost my selection. Open up the selection tool, save and load. There's that selection. We have it loaded, and now I can go back to what I was doing. So I've done that before as well, because especially for things like skin tones. Like I said, something like that guy probably would, because you got a lot of different parts. But if you have a character that is, you're going to be coming back to the primary character, you might want to make a selection of all the clothing. So maybe on this guy, I select his headband and that thing and that stuff. And now you can see how it's grabbed this over here. I don't really want that to be a part of this. So I'm going to go to freehand, remove, and we'll just cut him out. And that's going to remove him from the selection. Now I'm going to save this selection, and now I've got his clothing as another option there. Now you can't rename these selections as far as I can tell. To show you another method that you might want to use for this that I've done before is to, like in this case, and this is not a perfect example of this, but the one trick that's worked often for me is, especially if I have, I usually have my flatter create this as just part of the regular flatting process, to split up the figures from the background, or to break up foreground, middle ground, background. Those are also good selection tools, because remember, in Procreate you can hold down 2 fingers on a layer and it will select the contents of that layer. So like in this case, it's all the foreground characters. So that's a really quick way. If I'm working on this guy and I want to do a quick selection, I will go down, 2-finger click the foreground layer, and now I've got a selection here that I can work with. And of course, if you do want to do a cut and grad method and just be careful, that's also an option. If you want to choose a selection tool and then just trace the inside, along the sides where you want the light or the shadow to be. And that way you don't have to worry about anything in particular there. But there's lots of ways to do that. There's a couple of them there. Hopefully one of those will work for you.